So this is that local Nagios page that we have on the host. And now what we are doing, we are installing router. So one of the, if you look at the link under the page, Moodle page, there is like a OVA for Cisco. So I've already downloaded that OVA file. So then you can go under open and download this file, CSR router. So it gives you this one. You click on the next. That's Bootstrap properties, import that router. So here, once you're ready, then there are some settings here that you should do it. By default, this one is set as bridge, but you can set as NAT if you're not receiving IP address. The other interfaces also, you can set as a NAT, and then you can continue your lab and power it on. So you know that this Ubuntu also is now, if you check it, that the Ubuntu is on. Okay, anyway. So this one maybe takes more time for you guys when you're installing CSR router, um, but it depends. Sometimes if you have a good resources, like good memory for the CSR router, then it takes less time. Also, I see that in this session, we also should do part of our last part. I see that we should do SNMP under Windows. So I'm gonna prepare also Windows for this session. So this one also network is not set as a NAT. And then I start my Windows. So maybe this one takes more time. All right. So in the meantime, we're gonna go and configure some parts that we need for router. So this is my Nagios server that I have. So if I cd here, then you know that under cd user, local, Nagios, etc. Here we had objects, and also we had nagios.cfg. Nano nagios dot nagios.cfg. Yeah, this file. So if you look at this file, we have configuration for Linux router. This part we should enable for router and switch. We're gonna enable this one, and you see that the configuration related to this one is located under object folder. So I'm gonna save this one, cd objects here, nano switch.cfg. So like previous session, we should have host name, and your host name is the router name. So if you uh, click on this one, it still is loading that router and is not visible. But let's see that is loading operating system or not. Okay, so here, yeah, we have alias name and IP address. We need that one. Okay, we can do this way. I'm gonna set the router name as R1 like that, and the alias name I'm gonna set this one as router 1, like that. The IP address is not now obvious, but let's change the other host name that we have. Like, we have some options here. So host name again, I'm gonna change this one to R1. R1, that's for ping. And the host name for this one, also R1, which is for uptime. Then we have this one, it is for SNMP. R1. And also this one, R1. R1. Okay. So we have these features that we are enabling for router. Okay. Um, we got it or not? New interface, 1, 2. Okay. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Enable. Let me see that. I can enable. Okay. So it's reading that configuration file probably. Yeah. So let's configure the host name. Host name R1. Now the router name is R1. And then if you end here, show IP, right here, show IP interface brief. I got an IP address here. You see that 192.168.199.137. So I can put that one 199.137. Okay, I can put that one here. 192.168.199.137. Good. So this is my configuration for R1. And let's make sure that we have a connectivity to, so this is if config that 192.168.136. So let me see that I have connectivity, ping 192.168.199.136. Do I have so let me see that show. Yeah, my IP address should be. What about this way? Let me try this way. Ping 192.168.199.137. I have ping to router, but why I don't have? Maybe it's a firewall issue that I have here. Okay. So far, we have configured the IP address here. And once you're connecting your interfaces, sometimes happens that your interfaces does not receive IP address. For example, interface gigabit 1. You see that gigabit 1. You can use tab and 1. And then no shot IP address DHCP. Do this way. And then end. Now your port 1 should receive an IP address. Now you see that is up. The status is up. And in a few seconds, you should receive another IP address. You see that 138. So now port 1 also has a IP address. ping 192.168.199.136. But still, we don't have a ping to. Oh, you have. We have that. I ping to 136 or 1. So that's perfect. There is a tool which is called MIB, and I'm gonna explain what we are doing now. So far we have configured this router. We configure also here the configuration related to object. Now I want to configure SNMP on my router. So configuration is like the SNMP. So I'm going to go to configuration mode, conft SNMP dash server community. So that's your community name. You can put it any name, public, for example, and then you can put this one as read only, but you can put it as Cisco, whatever you call it. So now I set the version 2 SNMP on the router. So there is a tool which is called, let me bring that one. It is MIB browser. So you search this one, MIB, and then browser. So this is like a tool, free tool that you can download it from here. And what does this one do? Actually, you need to check SNMP on some devices. And then this one helps you to find the SNMP OID number. And what is that OID number? Actually, each device that like Cisco, FortiGate, or Palo Alto, whatever we have, all of them, once you want to get some feature of them, like RAM, CPU, then you need a MIB. And MIB actually is like a kind of unique number. Look, for example, I'm looking for system name. Look, the OID is going to be 1.3.6.1.2.1.1.5.0. If you do location, then it is another number. I want to look for system description, is this number. Interface, for example, interface type, interface speed. So you see that OID number, it will change. And this is a standard between any devices. So once we are talking about OID under SNMP, means that a standard number, and you can grab this feature with this software. So we have already configured this one, like SNMP version 2. And you know the IP address of this router, do show IP interface brief, is 192.168.138. So now I'm putting this IP address here, 192.168.199.138 here. And under advanced is asking you what is the community. So you put that community that I put it here. So it was public, right? Also, you see that that's for version 2, public. And if you click OK and then go, it will tell you that if you want to look at the speed, you should go for this number. And I can reach the speed, like system uptime. Look, this is the uptime. System name, it will give me the R1. System service, 78. And there are many features here that's listed, like TCP, ICMP, IP features. But the bottom line is that you can grab any features with this number. What we are looking for the first step is very good to look this uptime. And the number is like that, 1.3.6.1.2.2, 1.3.0. Where we put this number, We put it here. Look at this object that we have, nano switch.cfg. I'm gonna change the IP address to 138 because it seems that port 1 is more reliable than port 0. And there is somewhere here in the router, we have, let me see, uptime. You see that? This one, SNMP uptime. So you can do it. This dash Z is a community that we put it here, public. Dash O is that OID number that you can put it here. So for example, I'm going to remove this one. I put it here 1.3.1.1.3.0. So SNMP works based on this OID number. Actually, it should show us the uptime once we do this step. So I'm going to save this part, and then let me clear my screen, and then user local Nagios bin Nagios. So this one verifies that I have done correctly. User local Nagios etc and nagios.cfg. So look, there isn't any error or warning, means that I have done correctly this step. So then I'm gonna restart the Nagios system. CTL restart Nagios. Okay, now it's a time to go under Nagios, this page. Host, you see that I have R1, and under R1 I have some features which is pending but it's coming. So once you're taking a screenshot of this step, make sure that your screenshot should show the status green, okay? Should be green in this step. Let me come back to this one again. As I said, you can't force it. So if you have an error, then it will show error rounding. But let's see. The same thing we can configure for SNMP version 3. And that means that you can create a like view and group view, and then add that SNMP version 3 to your configuration. That's our next step after verifying this configuration. So ping is okay. Let me reschedule this one. Yeah, uptime also is okay. So the rest of that also is going to be okay. The important one was SNMP that we were doing and is okay. So this is very important part. Now let's move to this configuration. So now we are configuring SNMP version 3. Version 3, it is more reliable and more secure than version 2. Version 2, it is plain text. It is not secure. So what we are doing, SNMP dash server view. So we create a view like my view and ISO included. So look, ISO is here. So when you're talking about ISO is root. When I'm saying ISO included means that all of these levels of information are included in my MIV3. So SNMP dash server group, then my group, that's the name of group that I'm creating here, V3 privacy read, and um, the view name that you created in previous step. So that's my view actually. And then SNMP dash server user is, for example, Nagios, and the group name that you created is my group, version 3 authentication, MD5. We are using MD5, 1 2 3 4 5 for the password, and then this, the password of this one, I put it as 2324. Okay. Um, Probably this one is not supported here. Um, so I put privacy, this, and then 2324. Yeah. So SNMP version 3 is now enabled. So what we are doing now, we are going to Nagios configuration here. What was the object name? Switch-config. And we are changing this one to version 3. So that part, it was version 3. If you want to change it to version, that one was version 2. If you want to change it to version 3, remove this part. Actually, this part until this part. And then dash dash protocol is equal to 3. Dash U is a user, which is Nagios. Dash L authentication privacy. Dash A was MD5, and dash A was authentication 1 2 3 4 5, and dash X was this, dash capital X, that's the last part, was 2324. And dash O is the OID number, which is 1.3.6.1.2. So all of these features came from here that we configure version 3 MD5 1 2 3 4 5, and the last part was the privacy that we said was 2324. Yeah, it's 2324. And then you save this one, you repeat the previous step to verify you don't have an error, and then you restart the Nagios, and then you come back here to verify that you have configured correctly. So again, router 1, check the status. You see that SNMP is okay, and that verifies also there is like an unknown port 1 because we don't have that feature. So here you're getting warning is unknown. If you want to see more details on R1, you see that we have here that SNMP, which we said is very important, and that's working correctly. So then is asking you under here to add OID for system name. So then you grab the system name, that one, that's this OID. And then one time you're working with interface speed. So interface speed as this one, this OID number, and interface operation status also. Where is that one? this operation. Oh, yeah, this one. This operation status locate this one, and you put this OID. That means that you're trying 3 more OIDs. Once you get the result, then that's part of this exercise. The second part of the exercise is about Windows operating system. And we are doing again SNMP on Windows operating system. So how to enable the SNMP on the Windows? This Windows is also NAT. You can check the IP address from here, CMD IP config. So 192.168.199.135. And if you go through the settings, and there is like an option for here, that's your system page. Sorry, here, application. Okay, then you have apps and features, so you can manage the app, your apps here. So then add a feature, so you can add a feature um, like optional feature. Yeah, add a feature, and then you're looking for SNMP, Simple Management Network Protocol. Simple Management Network Protocol, this one. You install this one. It is not available, this feature, on Windows Home. So my Windows here is educational. Pro and educational has this feature. Did I enable it? Apps under optional feature add. Yeah, it's still adding this one. So basically we need this one, this SNMP here. It took a long time. Let me reboot it. There is issue. Should be very fast, usually. Okay, let me reset it from here. Takes. So setting, apps, optional feature, add feature, then simple SNMP. Still is loading. Maybe that's Windows. Oh, okay, now better. Simple network. It's 582K. But when it tries to install it, it likes takes simple. Okay. Um, I'm not sure. So you can check it from here, services that this one is installed or not. Um, and you go to services, simple. We don't have it, I think. SNMP is not list. Oh, it's here. SNMP trap. So SNMP trap, then you can start this one. Oh, it's coming also. This one. SNMP service also is here. I was looking for SNMP. And why it doesn't have the properties? Doesn't have that service security that I'm looking for at. Hmm, that's interesting. Um, the optional features. So yeah, installation succeed. So then, um, let me restart one more time to see that maybe the feature needs to be updated. Okay, so then control. So here under services, SNMP. SNMP service. Okay, now this part is visible. So I was looking for this one. So like you can put the community like what we did for Cisco. You can add here Windows read only, not write only. And then here you're, because we are doing in the lab, you can list those hosts that can receive the SNMP packet, but I'm saying SNMP from any host. In the real world, you should just put the server that's using SNMP packet. So what we're doing now, we are moving to here, one upper folder, nano nagios.cfg. Remove this option, Windows option, save it. Then go through the object, see the object. Here we should have Windows also, the last one. You see that? Last one. And then nano windows.cfg. So this is the Windows host name that you're configuring here. Host name is very long. I'm changing this one to Win10, like that. It's very short name. The IP address I think was 135. So let's change it quickly. So it's gonna be my Win10 and 192.168.199. 135 is my Windows server, my Windows 10. So we are changing some of the feature here because this feature is related to like NSC client that I did previous session, right? So I'm not doing that one here. What I'm gonna do only, I wanna do SNMP. Where is that? SNMP. So I'm using one of these uptime feature here probably. Uptime, yeah, it's looking here. So this one, it should be Win 10. Let me see now. This one should be restarted. Awesome. And this feature commands that we are using here should be check SNMP, and then we are using community Windows. The community name was Windows dash O, um, and that number that we put in 1.3.6.1.2.1.25, 1.1.0. You can check from here also. Let's verify that. If I change it to 135, MIB browser 135, and if we use community as Windows and write as a Windows and change this one SNMP version 2, then click on Go. You see that I'm checking uptime, system uptime. The uptime will show my uptime for this machine, right? So 1.3.6. This is the correct one that I should put it here. 1.3.1.2.1.1.3.0. Am I correct? Well, I can't copy, probably. I can't. Okay, I can't copy. 1.3.6 or 1.2.1.1.3.0. Okay. And you can, the rest of that is not very important. You can comment the rest of that, or you can delete that. I don't know what you want to do, but if you want to comment that, is like that. You just put the hashtag in front of them. It's going to be comment. Or this one you can comment. If you don't like it, you can delete them. Only these lines that you're not doing anything. Like we need this line, or we don't need this line also. Okay, then the rest of that is okay. So then again, you can do this command to check that you're doing correctly. This one, there is error. Line 3135. Win server is not matching. Let's check that one. Win server. Which one it is? Host name. Win server. Windows 10. The rest of that we remove. Oh, there is also here. Oh, you see that? These lines cause the issue. I'm gonna comment the rest of that. I haven't seen these lines before. So I'm removing. Yeah, that's the last line. So then save it, check it, no error, and then restart the Nagios. Where is that? Here. And then let's check now here under host. Okay, Windows 10 is pending. And because we have removed all the feature, also uptime is the feature that's only available. So it's waiting for that response. So I can probably do this way also. We can go, where is that? Okay, Win 10. Scheduled. Okay, reschedule that one, and that gives you probably faster response. But it seems that is not showing up that one. Okay, you see that is uptime is okay, so you got the SNMP okay. Uh, yeah, so we just pause here until the Windows. I think that's enough for this session. Next session, I'm gonna do it on the Linux, and you learn how to send that one SNMP for a Linux operating system.